We have a Mordekaiser mid that does not seem ideal, but it's fine. How do you move from new gains to actually being buffed? That takes years. Like, actually being buff? I mean, it depends what your definition of buff is, but most natural lifters, it's only about like 3 to 5 years in that you start feeling good about your physique. For most people, diet is huge, yeah, for sure. Like, depending on your diet, it might take like months less or years less than other people. You know? Did I start out skinny or fat? Fat. Fat, then I lost a lot of like... So I was fat, and then I went vegetarian for a few months, and then I lost like all my muscle, and then I started like skinny fat. Good. I would have liked to reset, but he's right, I can't. He's right, I can't, or else I would have frozen for LeBlanc. LeBlanc's really dumb for not TPing to Frieza. Did I watch a League Pro scene? Not really, no. Cause like, I mean, like I'll watch the finals. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna watch all the games. It's like I would ult over the wall, but then she just W's back, and then we get nothing. You know what I mean? That's the cancer thing, is like I would have liked to ult and kill her, but if I press R there... Oh. Whose CP is that? LeBlanc? Okay. Just so you guys know, by the way, this is like Doaenel. Why this nickname? Because we transferred to a region that the name Doaenel was taken. So Riot said, okay, well, we're giving you a temp name, and then when I transferred back to NA, since I transferred with a temp name, then I come back with that temp name, you know. It's like when you transfer to a region, Riot's gonna keep your username on hold for maybe like 30 days. If it's a unique username, but then if you like name change it, then, you know. At least, yeah, so another account does have the name Doaenel. So like, we will have an account with the name Doaenel soon. Or this account with the name Doaenel, but it's just like, for now, I just want to go a bit incognito, right? Like, I don't want to get into it anymore. And the good news is as well is that people shouldn't really know that this account's me for a little bit. Just because like my other account had the name Doaenel, right? So like no one's gonna expect me to get rid of that IGN, which is like really, really good for me. So we're gonna have like about, I'd say, a week grace period until I start getting to about 500 LP-ish. Because 500 LP-ish plus, everybody knows everyone. Or people know most people, so it's like they're gonna see Hecker and Viego and they're gonna be like, oh, that's it. And that's when like cover's blown. But before then, we're gonna be okay, I think. Okay, this map's really bad, so we're gonna be taking this first tower as well. Come on, Herald, hit this bitch before MF gets here. Give me the soul gold. Come on. There we go. Sick. Let's take her wave as well. Why not? There we go. Chilling. Is this your main then? Yes. So this is the Doaenel account without the Doaenel username. It's just because I'm going to be honest with you guys. The elo that I was stuck in was just hell elo. It just was. And my account was plus 16. Like, let me give you guys an example. The time it would have taken me to go from where I went to 250 LP. The time it would have taken me to go from 250 LP to 500 LP. I'm not kidding when I say this. I could get an account to challenger with transfer account gains in that time. Because I'll be playing in better elo and I'll be playing with better gains and lower losses. So it's like my win rate's going to be higher, and when I win I'm going to be gaining more, and when I lose I'm going to be like losing less. Because to get from D2 to like 450 LP, it took me winning a net like 40 games, like 40 net games needed to be won. So that's why it's just like those 40 net wins. Imagine my account's getting plus 20, right? Imagine like plus 20, you know, like. And it's not just that, it's also like the fact that before one win was one loss, but now it'll be that like one win is like 3 losses, you know what I mean? So this is just like a million, billion, quadrillion times better. You're like minus, yeah. I was literally like plus 16, minus 17. Like you guys don't understand that. So it's like when people say like, oh, your account needs X amount of net wins, right? It's not like you're plus 20, minus 20. Most people, they're like, let's say plus 19 minus 16. So if they like just maintain a 50% win rate, they're gonna climb. But like with my 50% win rate, I was like losing elo. It's so cringe. So cringe. Counts plus up minus 19. Yeah, that's. But the thing about you is that you're not playing at the highest elo, so you still have room for improvements. You know what I mean? So like with you, that's just more games like improve, because you shouldn't care about rank. The only time you should care about rank is like Master Plus, and even then, if you never hit Challenger, I don't think you should care about your LP gains all that much. Hey Brian, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Hope your stream went well, bro. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to like R in a way that I would have hit the Yumi, but I just didn't. Just gonna recast. There we go. Ah, okay. Just gonna recast. Because you know what else it is? It's like when you lose games, right? And when you lose as many games as I lost, like I won 3 out of 20. It's like that just ruins my mental for days. Like for days. It just ruins my mental for days. So like now I'm also playing with completely refreshed mental. You know what I mean? Like right now my mental is also like completely like neutral. And it's actually like in a good state because like I want to climb right now, you know? So right now it's actually like really fucking good. Does a normal game MMR say thing slower? I mean it does, but like not like okay, the normal game MMR thing, if you're not a good player, you won't climb to an elo you shouldn't be in, you know? Like transferred accounts can slightly inflate their rank, but eventually they'll just go back down to where they belong, right? But like new accounts, no. I remember I brought a new account, and this is back when I was like Masters GM level, right? I had a new account, and starting from fresh, I remember that that account ended up going to with like a 65% win rate, playing like a bunch of like Kane as well on the account, right? With a 65% win rate, I was getting like plat 1 plus 19. So like no, you're like your account gains from fresh are really fucking bad nowadays. Like they're really bad. Unless you can maintain like an insane win rate all the time and never lost streak. If you can do that, then yeah, maybe. She has to recast, and now she does. Like, you can't maintain an elo higher than when you belong. You can temporarily inflate it, but over time, like, MMR decreases as you lose games, and you're going to be losing more and more games, right? A perfect example is Darkwing Jax. Like, he's done multiple accounts that will go and be like rank 1 level MMR, and then they'll like lose streak, right? So you lose that MMR. Like, it's not like you keep that MMR. There are many 10 PLO players in Masters, though. Of course there are going to be 10 PLO players in Master. Of course, in Master, sure. But once you start, like, when you start to realize that players aren't inflated anymore is around 600, 700 LP. EU West and NA. As someone who's played in both, that's where you start to realize that players are starting to get good now. In 600, 700 LP, that's when you'll see it. Before then, it's going to be complete cancer. Oh, or just take it. She needs to take it because enemy team's on Baron. I mean, they're gonna get Baron, but like, we can easily try to kill her too far. Good, Wukong no flash. Nice. And he didn't even kill, so now he's tilted. They get Baron, but that Baron does nothing for them. Because at the end, they also get that third drag. Yep. Hey, I knew she'd try that shit. I knew she'd fucking try that shit, Twitch chat. Get over here. I had to predict where like Yumi W would go. Yeah. Wasn't expecting Kha'Zix, my bad. Never expected you would transfer a Doaenel account. I mean, the only reason I never wanted to was because then I would lose the IGN, right? But the thing is that I didn't lose the IGN, so that's why. Like, that's the only reason I would never retransfer it. Because the thing is, I'm a challenger level player, right? And I'm just limited by the fact that I get targeted in elos where people are like, where people don't care about their rank because they're disgusting, right? And that's literally the elo range that I've been stuck in the last couple weeks. Kha'Zix wins the 1v1 versus me, of course. Kha'Zix always wins for a sec. I also don't have much armor. Good. Nice. The game-saving stopwatch. What a broken item. Dead. Win the game. Good! We did it. Perfect. You can repair a new account to take the name right after transfer. That's what I did. But the thing is, Nosferatu, the reason why I didn't want to do it in the past, I'll explain, is because in the past, people would set timers to like snipe IGNs, right? So like, imagine you have the name, like, imagine a common name, okay? So let's take a name like, like, for example, let's say, a good example I would say is like, take a name like selfish, right? Like an OG name, a word, okay? So these like words, so like a word like selfish, it's like that's a name that people would pay money for, right? So what people used to do is they would set up bots, okay? They would set up bots so the second a name would become available, you would take this name. So whether it be like selfish or whether it be like, I don't know, like Charles or like, I don't know, Amanda, Sue, Sophie, right? You would just take these names instantly, okay? And people did this with streamers as well. Nightblue, Sanchovies, right? Scrub Noob. Like, people have tried stamping their names and have even done it in the case of like Sanji's and Night Blue. So that's why there are services for League that make it so that people have an automated way of, as long as there's enough RP on both accounts, the names insta swap, more or less, right? And what happened is I was like, okay, I need to do that. But Riot recently introduced this measure not too long ago, and this person was explaining it to me, that makes it so that now you can only try taking a name. You can only try clicking try name 5 times every hour. And if it doesn't work, right, then it just like blocks you.